Spring Television. Ours it is.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to another edition of your favorite program. You call it, as we know, Pertinent Questions. On this program, we try to ask pertinent questions, and we expect very pertinent answers from our guests. Before I get to the program proper, by way of introduction, let me say that it is a fact that admits no reputation or refutation, I should say, that women are central to life and also to living. It is their hands that rock the cradle. For this reason, the woman's control on her male counterpart, be it in the position of a mother, a big sister, an auntie, a mother, or a wife, can effectively be very, very total. But in spite of this grace God has given to them, so much influence they wield, and they have come to do that over the years, women have, I would say successfully or succeedingly been prevented from taking very active positions in politics. Not active, leadership positions. Oftentimes, they try their best and they don't get there. Why is this so? We will find out in due course on this program. And they just concluded general elections, and in particular, the local elections, the state elections. The 26 state constituencies in Osun State, House of Assembly constituencies, were all won by men. 26, not even one to the woman. Out of this 9 federal constituencies, House of Representatives, none went to the woman, even though a woman was holding one previously. Why is it so? We will be discussing this. At the governorship election that took place only 10 days ago, on the 18th of March, only one female candidate came out as a possible candidate, came out as a possible winner. But even in spite of that, the election has simply gone into extra time, if we must borrow football parlance. The election has been declared inconclusive. So what is happening? At the end of the day, we cannot say we have had a female governor, because an inconclusive election can go either way. These are some of the issues we are here to discuss this afternoon. It is not yet Uhuru for the women folk in Africa. Why is it so? My name is Adetoye Sheshitu Alamu. We are going to ask these pertinent questions from our guest, who is already in the studio. My guest is an educationist. Her first, second, and third degrees are all in education related. She holds a PhD in educational management and evaluation. Dr. Adiola is president. Dr. Adiola Ayola, I should call the name in full, is president of the Nigerian Council of Women Societies in Osun State. Am I right, sir? Ma?
You are correct, but the point of correct, National Council.
National Council. That's why I had to ask. National
Council.
But the national aspect is referring to Nigeria, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay, so I am wrong. You are right. Apologies for that.
Well,
These are some of the questions. You lead the National Council of Women Societies in Nigeria.
yes.
I suppose it's an association, an umbrella association for many, am I right? There?
Yes, for many women societies.
You're most welcome, ma.
Thank you very much. And good afternoon, viewers at home.
Let me ask my first question this way. How did you find the last general elections as a woman?
Thank you very much. Actually, during the electionary campaigns and all the while, it doesn't dawn on me that we didn't have good representation.
Mm-hmm.
But at the concluding part of the election, I now find out that, especially this last one, the House of Assembly election, and I found that it's 26-0.
Yeah.
No woman at all. It's dawned on me that, oh my God, that means the chairman for women, for committee for women affairs will now be a man.
Yeah.
And possibly if the government is not sensitive enough, they might even give us a commissioner for women affairs to be a male person. So it's pained me, actually. But as it is now, there's nothing we cannot do. That is on elective posts. But we believe through persuasion, collaboration, and so on, the government might look into our case and at least give us appointive posts. So that means we can still have the hope, all hope is not lost.
Yes, but you see, you use the word might. The government might. So it's not definitive.
Yes, but we believe with persuasion, with lobbying, and so many other.
Of course, the governor will be interested in affirmative action.
Thank you.
We will get there sooner than later.
Amen.
But having said what you have just said in the opening remarks, is the fault in your stars or in yourselves as women?
Well, we have
for this election.
For this, the just concluded one.
Election, particularly in Osun, 26-0.
Yes, we know we have some faults. But the society also has some faults too.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me start by the fact that women, we need encouragement. Due to our nature, we need a kind of persuasion and a kind of encouragement. You know, women, we don't like defeat. And we just need, usually need assurance that go into this thing. So if with persuasion, with a kind of encouragement, I believe, yes, backing, and the fact that we'll get support, courage to go into it. Then I said the society, the environment itself does not give room for women. Actually, the other time somebody said, no chance for women. We are equal. All of us are human beings. But I know there must have been precedents for people to think of Ministry of Women Affairs.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have Ministry for Women Affairs.
Yeah.
So there must be there must have been a kind of precedence that shows that women need to be supported. Yeah. That was why we have that one.
Yeah, that credit must go to Ibrahim Babangida.
So
of course, championed by his wife.
Yes.
His late wife.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that reminder. But then I believe that we should have people of that mind. The woman raised it and she pushed it to the husband. And thank God for the husband that catch the vision and even instituted that particular ministry. So we have men also today that has wives that can push issues. So I want to employ our male folks in governance and in position of authority. It's not only in governance, it's happening places that people are being marginalized, women are being marginalized. Not really like, but they will not even give consideration to women at all. Yeah. I don't know, but it's common. Yeah. So we are looking forward for changes.
It's along lines that our culture brings about.
No?
It's a long religious sentiment and what have you, stigmatization, etc. The average African, and let's dovetail it to Nigeria, religion sometimes amongst the three classical religions that we know, without any mentioning any particular one, some of these religions don't give that supposed freedom. If I must be specific here, even calls the woman as a helpmeet, not as a leader. So what
we need at least we need to do contribution. We need to be encouraged and to make contributions, because it's our life. Without women, there could not be life. Who is bringing out the offspring is women.
Not only the women.
Yes, but who nurtured the something? It's
Well,
really, yes.
Okay.
So
all right.
women
I give
play
it to you.
prominent.
Yes, we are not
roles.
disputing
Yes.
that, but it's all anchoring on selfishness and chauvinism. The average
Yes.
man does not want to think that the woman exists.
Yes.
And if he exists, he takes it that he's only to help him.
Yes.
Political power, our women appear from their agitations. You tend to think political power, or any power for that matter, can be served a la carte. Do you agree?
Please come again, sir.
Political power, let me be blunt.
Yes.
There is nowhere in this world that political power is served a la carte.
On a platter of gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
The Americas, in fact, the Southern America, they are just like us. So women who must are falling like the Clintons of this world, they must be seen to be demonstrating their mettle. Here in Nigeria, women are only looking for support. Must it be so?
Well, let me take us to memory lane. The Africans, normal Africans, when these colonial masters were, they were the one appointing governor general. And let's take Nigeria's case, for instance. In 1914, we said we have amalgamation. 1922, we have 1946. That 1946, Africans were agitating. Not that we do not have Africans, but they did not put them in. They did not allow them to represent themselves. So it was when African fought that they said, okay, we need to take part in our own affairs, at least have a mouth. Then they gave them representation. That was when we have this Oba of Ife as a representative in the house. And later again, they fought for responsibility. They were not given any portfolio, but through agitation. So we believe what is happening to women now, through our agitation and through every other means, these advocacies that we're making and awareness, maybe with all these efforts, we believe changes can come.
Yeah, changes.
Just as it came to Africans. Today, Africans are being allowed to take their own cross. They are being allowed to do decision making on their own. Although there's still this remote control, but then there's independence to a particular level. The same thing we want for women. We want for women. So we have women, not that we are looking for it on a platter of gold. We know we need to struggle for it, but then we need to still create awareness among women to give support. Today, youth, something happened in Nigeria recently. This youth issue, this NSAS, what it brought. And they said the youth should do what? They should speak up. And with the youth speaking up, we can see the difference the last election made. So if women, if we have started speaking up now, and as we are going about our sorrows, no, I believe changes will come.
You made a reference to Britain.
Yeah.
But you have forgotten, perhaps, that even the time you were mentioning, the 1940s, the British Parliament had never had, or the British nation had never had a woman prime minister until Margaret Thatcher came in the 70s.
Yes.
Look, they have been in political supremacy over the years. Americans have had 46 47th president now. None has been a lady. 8 years ago when, or was it 6 years ago when, what's her name?
Contested with Trump.
Yes, she couldn't get there. This is the first time that an American presidency will have a female vice president.
Vice president,
so
yes.
that was why I drew the attention to politics or political power. Is it served a la carte? Nowhere can it be said to be done. But let me draw you back home. You had the women out of the 9 federal constituencies
that contested.
You had one in the outgoing National Assembly.
Yes.
Women in Osun still couldn't support her to win. Whose fault is it? Do you lay that at the doorstep of men?
I said we are getting closer to it. We can see our fault in that because she's the only woman that's in Ayedade federal constituency, Shokan or something like that. So, but then I came on board September 2022.
Okay.
And since I came on board, it has been my interest to work with women. The other one that contested in Oshogbo, and there we have another female.
Yeah, she wanted to go to.
She wanted to go to House of Representatives. So
Abosede.
Yes, I got a link with her, and I discussed with her. I thought we could work with him. I've done it in time past. Then when I held our local government president position in my local government, we sponsored a woman, and we went through all the nooks and crannies of that, all the nooks and corners of the local government to really do rally to campaign for her. And actually, she didn't emerge at the end of the day, but people saw us. They saw our zeal then.
You mean then? Not now?
Not now. They saw our zeal. But today, what is happening? We still need a kind of value reorientation.
Did you actually, apart from meeting her, did you mobilize support for her? Yes,
I wanted us to collaborate with her so that we can at least give her the support. If you ask all the women, that first of all, but now we need value reorientation for women.
And who is to do it?
We're a women group. We're working on it. We need to see ourselves as a woman first before seeing ourselves as a member of political party. Because we can really see, we've seen an example, the example of this Labour Party, that youth really mobilize themselves. So, and we can see the impact. So also if we are able to come together, we've been working on it. And if we come together, this particular organization, National Council, has some professional affiliates with us. Now, what is one? A women engineer, they are part. Feeder, that is women lawyer, and all others. If we are able to, we are professional, we have the one with that. We have people that have the technocrats at hand. We can work together and still bring out something so that we leave this era of non-participation of women and move higher, at least for more participation.
So you agree that the non-participation of women has cost. What is the way out? How are you individual women in positions convincing your husbands at home, your younger brothers? Or in my introduction, I did say that you had control of your parents, your children, even your husband.
Yes.
Why are you unable to get them?
Those are the roles that women played. You know, all of them, they are our concern. And because they are our concern, we can still pet them to do our will, to do whatever we want them to do. That is through conviction and so on like that. We're working on it, as I said. And aside from that, in time past in Osun State, I remembered there was a kind of research that was carried out. We say the other time, 4 female were being used in Aregbesol's administration. Like one in women affairs, one in is it information or something? I said we have 4, and then Osun State was able to make about 21%. It's only Ekiti State that was ahead of us with 1%. They were 22%.
And
and one in maybe Akwa Ibom or Cross River now, I can't really say, came first. Osun came third.
Yeah.
So we can still replicate that situation through our
Okay. We wish you the best. But let me ask you this question. It's very germane. It is always, what is the average woman looking for? Is it equity or equality?
Equity is the best word that we can use. When we talk about equality, equality still means we want to be we want to be equal on top.
Your slogans, you say, a successful woman is now beside the husband, no longer behind.
No, not behind. Though.
This is what we are saying, but you are telling me you don't, you are not laying emphasis on equality.
Now, we are not asking for equality something, but we are asking at least to be given a space. I
agree with you, but I am trying to let you get convinced that some of these your sloganeering may also or have not been helping. The English saying has always been that behind every successful man is a woman. The idea behind that is the woman who pushes her husband into limelight. But liberationism has brought about, but beside every successful man is a woman. Contextually, is that not creating problems for you if you admit that it is equity you seek and not equality?
Yeah. Well, you are still an African man. And that is why you can say...
No, these things are factual.
We know it's
We sympathize
factual.
with you.
Yeah, we know it's factual. But with civilization, when that slogan was thriving, was when women are not performing the roles they are performing now. Today, before now in Africa, women don't have women in workplaces.
Yes.
They are at home, taking care of everything domestic. But today, women are not, it's not only domestic affairs overseer, but she does virtually everything, and she will even bring something home that will be used in terms of resources.
Yeah.
So because of that, we are coming up to that equality something. No, I said, don't miss that. That concept is susceptible to so many meanings. But to me, it's at least to be heard, to be recognized. And that's the major something. Not that they should be relegated.
No, nobody wants you relegated. But what we want you to also to do, to go back to the drawing board, let your consultants redraft some of these. Yes, you want to be heard, yes. But you see, men are chauvinists. Even the little boy at home, your little son at home, and so no respect for you. We have respect. But you also go back to the drawing board. Let your consultants see the possibility of carving out sloganeerism that will assist you, and not
the one that will
this one is destroying you. It is making men see you as a potential threat, which you are not supposed to be.
That issue, the one that you have just raised, that a little boy at home sees his or herself as somebody bigger than the sister.
Not only in Nigeria or Africa, everywhere.
And
it is a creation of God. That's how God created the average man. When he gave us a woman, he said he is our helpmeet.
Yes.
I'm not using religion to back up, but I'm trying to convince you also to see to the point that the woman is to be playing a supportive role. If he has demonstrated the flair to be in leadership role, the men folk must support them. This is what we are trying to say.
Yeah.
I think we will break up on the show and come back. We have been discussing politics. We would still come back. I have had in the studio, and she's still very much with me, the Osun State President, National Council of Women Societies, Dr. Adeola Ayola.
Thank you.
We will be back in a jiffy. Thank you for watching us.
Thank you very much.
Fumilayo Ransom Kuti was an educationist and advocate of women's rights. She was recognized for her vitriolic comments against colonial policy of taxation as it affected the Nigerian women. Bere, as fondly addressed by her women followers, Fumilayo championed the initiation of universal adult suffrage, which gave an unprecedented leeway for women to contest elective offices and power to exercise voting rights. Married to a foremost educationist and teacher, Israel, the first president of Nigeria Union of Teachers, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti was the mother of children who inherited her spirit of activism. Olufela and Be Ololari, the former, a renowned musical legend. She was the first female student of Abeokuta Grammar School and the first female to own and drive a car in Nigeria. The award recipient of Member of Order of Nigeria MON and Lenin Peace Prize, was born on 25th October 1900 and was killed on 13th April 1978 by rampaging road soldiers in Lagos. Western Spring Television identifies Fumilayo Ransom Kuti as a watershed character in history. Aminatu, the legendary queen of Zazzau, is best known to historians as Queen Amina of Zaria, an old walled town and capital of the Hausa state of Zazzau. Amina was a great warrior and the first woman to rule the ancient kingdom of Zazzau. The 34 years as queen witnessed an unprecedented expansion of Zazzau by conquests. Queen Amina of Zaria belongs to the class of Amazons by the might of her army and her strings of conquests. She opened Zaria to trans-border trade and was said to have initiated kola nut cultivation. The Hausa Muslim figure was born in 1533 and died in 1610 at the age of 77 years. Folklores remember Aminatu, the queen, a smart and talented leader, whose giant statue now adorns the National Arts Theatre in Lagos, Nigeria, while many educational institutions bear her name. Western Spring Television identifies Queen Amina as a watershed character in history.
Welcome back on the show, Pertinent Question. And we have in the studio an educationist who is also a women mobilizer, Dr. Adiola Ayola. She's the president, National Council of Women for Women Societies in Osun State. Doctor, once again, welcome.
Thank you very much.
The first part was getting heated up, wasn't it?
Well,
okay. Let me now come into your domain.
I can't say Nigeria in governance. I can't say Nigeria have done well because this affirmative action came into being in 2006.
Yeah, Beijing.
Yeah, Beijing, United Nations. And I can see that Nigeria recognized it, but nobody is practicing it. Not even one state of the federation is practicing affirmative action.
What about the federal?
Yes, it's not being practiced because the affirmative action spelled out is that in every organization or any association that you want to appoint 10 people, 35% of it should supposed to be women. So if you have 3, if you have 10, at least 3 should be women. Today we are practicing quota system in Nigeria, and I can see that that quota system is to make up for disadvantaged areas. Women are disadvantaged. We are underrepresented. So that makes us disadvantaged. It can be applied. That affirmative action, if it is applied, it can make redress situations. This United Nations spread it out. even in United States, you said it the other time that we now have a female vice president. Although they are getting towards it, they are getting closer to it. I can see that. But they show the spokesperson in the White House. Yeah. I can see she's a woman. And women are being represented there. Yeah. Here in Nigeria, these primaries that went off, I think it was APC alone that had a presidential candidate that was a woman.
Oh, but she stepped down.
She stepped out later. Maybe through intimidation. We don't know. We don't know what made that to. But I was even very happy when I noticed there was a woman.
You think she could have won?
I thought
she could.
Even if she, in 2015.
Let her go and fail. You prefer that? Let her go and fail.
Not that.
Than you not.
She might not fail if you assuming we gave her the support she needed.
Okay.
We have the number. Okay. And I believe politics is a
game of numbers.
Game of number.
There is a thinking in many circles in Nigeria that the womanhood has not lived up to the biddings of the past, the biddings of certain features, two of whom we just saw during the break. Yeah. Queen Amina. Let's even come to our recent past, the Fumilayo Ransom Kutis, the Margaret Ekpos, the Gambo Sawabas of this world. Much later, we have had the Akuilis, yes, and then Gozi Okonjo-Iweala. The thinking amongst many chauvinists male is that the average woman has not lived up to that expectation, and that these women have not been able to multiply themselves in our current women.
Well, it seems so. If you look at the picture, the scenario you have just narrated, but we still have women.
Oh yes,
they can take up those positions, the position of Riepu, Fumilayo Ransom.
Those ones were not given. They were not given the position. They took the positions.
Yes, we too, we are ready to take it now. I said we have started speaking up.
Okay.
And with that, so we take it up. The fact remains that we know we have our shafwa, our men at home. They are there, they are in their position, but we just want them to give us maybe a little space.
Okay.
Especially at the political space.
All right.
We want representation. But then, the women has the why with her anyway. We have the why with her. We have, what we need is to identify.
Identification.
Yes.
And it comes from the home. Now, let me ask you this very personal question. I hope you wouldn't mind.
No problem.
In coming here, how did you come?
Okay. The first step for me is that the moment I got the invitation, I told my husband.
Thank you.
And I took permission. Actually, I've been going for many like that. So, but the first thing, because I know at that point of leaving home, he can say you are not going anywhere.
And nothing will happen.
So nothing will happen. The fact remains that I'll be defeated. And I will start begging. So they form me an invitation like this and like that. And anytime I told him like that, I let him he will release me. Aside from that, he will give me support.
Yes.
The first time, I remember the first time I wanted to appear on television, I got the invitation. I said, hey, what will I do? He said, come. You know, you are fond of doing Don't say as you are going, he said, if you get there first, what are you going to say? So I
try to coach you.
Yes, like that.
Please, you have to take it as a mandate. Many of your women are the we have arrived type. I'm very happy about what you have just said. I'm not saying this thing because I don't support women. I support you 100%.
Yeah, thank you.
But some of the challenges that you have are self-made. Some women will not bother to consult their husband. He tells you, I am the breadwinner. I am this. The children need money. Look, God did not create you as husbands. He created you as women or wives. So this is what I want you to lead your followership. Let them come to that realization that the man or the men they are contending with will want to give them a chance, But no man will want to give a proud woman a chance.
So men at home, not that, we want position, we want to be represented.
Yes.
Not that we want competition.
Thank
we are
you.
not competing. We are not competing. We are realized by nature.
Yeah.
The nature has made it that
Yes.
way. And we need to accept
You
nature.
have to accept it.
Then one thing is that men believe that anytime you see women, sometimes ago my husband told me that one of his friends just told him, say, why did you allow your wife to go for PhD? He said, why now? Nothing. He said, you are wasting time. Actually, I don't expect you to leave her to go for PhD like that. He said, I can't disturb her now. She wants to get to the top of her career and all those things like that. So men should not see it as competition. We are ready. And thank God, through awareness creation, through enlightenment, women, we know we need to bow. We need to bow. So to get there, don't think, please, let's get there. Don't just think that we will be competing or we won't be respectful again. No, we'll give you your due respect. So allow us, at home, allow us to
have a say.
Yes, to have a say, to be represented, and to come to limelight. Yes.
I agree with you 100% in that respect. Any woman, any man whose wife is rising up on the ladder, you must be encouraged.
Yeah.
But in the process of your husbands encouraging you, don't come and take over, because you cannot take over. You were not created to take over. You were created to be a helpmeet. In the process, you can climb up. We want to see a female governor. We want to see a female president. Yeah, but it must be done with the consent of your husbands at home.
Yes.
I'm happy you said you are collaborating seriously, professional. Now I want to come to the nitty-gritty. I want to leave politics and come to what you do. You've been there for 6 months, you said.
6 months.
What has been your target? What has been your goal, and how are you getting there?
Actually, immediately I came on board in September, I saw the problem of data station. So we are lacking money. We normally have we've been having government support in the past. For the past 12 years, that has stopped.
12 years?
12 years, it has stopped. So we believe that...
What are you doing to resuscitate that?
Yes,
well, don't forget that the government also hasn't got enough money. But that doesn't mean it should not support
us. I know. So we've been leveling ourselves a little amount, at least to carry us. And aside from that, I think I saw this capacity building as one key issue in that organization. For me to come on board, it was a bit hectic until the national body said, Oshun, go and produce a president. Produce new ESCO. These people, they have overstayed and so on like that. So that made me to come on board. And nobody wanted to take the position initially. So when they saw the activities and so on, so capacity building is key for any women organization. And for this NCWS, I see capacity building. And even in the area of this politics that we have just spoken about, we need to build women. Give them courage, build capacity in them, give them the why with that, let them have ability. Some think they do not have ability, but they have those abilities until you bring it out in them. They see themselves performing. Like this television issue and radio invitation, I will tell them, I'm not the only one that will be going. So I produce a kind of roster. Say, you will go.
Yeah.
They say, what will I be saying? I say, you will get there.
You watch. They can watch from the...
When you get there. So whenever I come around, I usually bring 3 or 4 along with me.
Why didn't you bring any today?
Today it was...
okay, I don't need an answer from you.
I've been bringing them along like that. And thank God, we've had about 1 or 2 instances that they were on program like that. I mean, my build self-esteem. We need to build self-esteem. Some of us think we cannot, Irumi, no. We are all human beings. We have equal chances and we have equal abilities. God endowed us with things we don't even know. But when we get there, those endowments those traits will be coming out. I'm saying, so I can do it. So I can do it. So I believe we need to raise our self-esteem. Then values too. Values too. Then again, another thing for women. And the problem we'll be having with women is that maybe it's envy. I don't know. The moment we see a counterpart in a particular position, we want to pull the person down.
This PhD, fortunately, you have a PhD in education evaluation. I want you to speak on that.
Yes.
The character of the average woman is to, when he sees somebody bigger than her, is to first
PhD.
sigh and then, yes, pull her down. How can you speak to this?
Yes.
And not only here, don't end it here, carry it to your forum. I want you to first speak.
That PhD it's with so many women, so many of us. They know, maybe they know this one as it's going now up. They will go and meet those people at the top. That look, this one, they will now cook one kind of story. And say, this person is like this, is like this, is like this. You can't use him, you can't use her like that. So we need to control ourselves in that area. I believe it's something of the mind. I believe it's a kind of jealousy, a kind of envy. But then, if we get there, we can do better. We can do more than what the person is doing. So we need to give a supportive attitude, support ourselves. We need to have a change of mindset. Not that you don't need to destroy another person before you get up, but try to support. Try to volunteer, do a kind of volunteer something. To this morning, the thought that woke with me this morning was that volunteer to do service to other people. Help people, bring them up. Whether they are poor, give something to support them. And I believe is a path to greatness, because you cannot help somebody and that person will not come again to be your enemy. If you look at what you have done for him or her, he will not say, maybe have a kind of rethink. So invest in lives of people, not destroying them, not shortchanging them. If we destroy other people, we are shortchanging them. And they may not have any opportunity to go and redress. Because they might not be able to meet those people that you have destroyed them for. I mean, those people that have the account of faults that you have already pushed across.
Now, as a woman, I will ask you this very straightforward question. Dr. Ayola has a PhD. Do you have a second PhD?
I do not.
The second PhD you have just described.
Just discussed. I do not.
Okay. That's an appeal to everybody. You just have to forget this idea of bringing your neighbor down, pulling him or her down. It happens amongst us men too, but it is very, very infamous.
Yes, very
yes.
infamous.
Men don't.
I know.
But you can get one or two people who want to do that.
Yes.
We have a few minutes more to go. I want to hear from you the collaboration you have said you are into with professional bodies and technocrats.
Yes. When I came aboard, I said, because NCW is an umbrella society, and I knew that when I joined the society in 1996. So I found out that this market women was under NCWS. FIDA, all other organizations like that are women. We have COWAD and so many others, and all of them had seats in NCWS conference room. They are they have names there that their president will be sitting. Okay. So it was like that. So, but now, because I said 12 years ago we were not having financial capacity, and so many things have scattered. But now, since we came back, to our programs, I've been inviting them. I said Nawaj is very, very much with us. Trayo Ayigbayo is working with us. The FIDA they are working with us, and all other wives of those officers in the paramilitary too. They are with us. The SIDOA, civil defense officers' wives, they've been attending our programs, and much even to at the federal level, the agencies, the federal agencies they are working. We have the Society of Women in Taxation.
In fact, nothing stops
us.
your leadership at the center from talking to the police to get their women. They will still have
they are
their
with
own,
them at the center.
but they are not with you.
They are not with us. So we have just been educating them. We're giving them the awareness so that they can be part of us. Because I said together, today government can say, okay, we are looking for a woman engineer. If they collaborate with the contact us, we give them and they will have the best. So we are interested in good governance.
Okay.
And we believe that to have good governance, they need to have technocrats at the helm of affairs, not just anybody that will flop things, but people that will give us our development somehow. So that is our
last appeal, 30 seconds, a special appeal to governments at federal and state level.
Thank you.
To come to your aid.
Our government in position that are holding forth presently, we believe you people are doing well, and we still believe that through our prayers and your much activity and effort, things will get better, because women, our major concern is well-being of every individual within the society. Our husband, we want them to be okay. Our children want to be okay. We want them to be okay. And our fellow women also. We want women empowerment and so on. So we want you to collaborate with us women to work with us. Look, find out what we need, because people need to be involved in their own affairs. If you involve women, you know, we will be able to tell you what we need, and you'll be able to take care of our needs. Not that somebody that doesn't know much, because everything comes from women. Women. Women, we are the one working in the environment. We are familiar with the environment. So look at this cash crunch that has just taken place. Men can take their shot and go and play Ludo or draft outside. But women, where are we going? We cannot go to any place. So we need to stay at home, take care of the home. And I don't know whether we still have time. There's an issue. Somebody just shared with me. She said there's nothing at home for them to eat. So she now gathered the children. She now cook up a story. I said, she dreamt that something evil wanted to happen to her. She now encouraged the children to fast because she didn't have anything to give them at home. So
interesting.
She now
hiding under religion.
Yes, she now took out something and said, okay, the children now accepted. They agreed, and they said, mommy, nothing evil should happen to you. They fasted. So, but when it was getting to the time they need to break in the evening, she was thinking, hey, what again will I do? There's nothing is forthcoming. I like that.
But God came to her aid.
But so, what I want to say is that women, we are at the forefront and we bear the brunt. So because of that, we need to be really empowered.
Thank you very much. Our time is not on our side. I have in the last 45 minutes or so been speaking and asking pertinent questions from Dr. Adiola Ayola, President Osun State Chapter of the National Council of Women's Societies in the state. The Creator indeed have made women to be helpmeets for the male counterparts. But we believe sincerely that the time has come for the male part of humanity to reconsider that and take up and allow the womenfold opportunity to lead and so to excel. Women, when they lead, they usually don't flop. We have the Okonjo Iwealas, the Amina Mohammeds, the Dora Akunyili's as testimonies to give. Successful women who have played their parts and lifting this country up. That has been our program for today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be meeting as an anchor, as an alternate anchor in another 2 Mondays from now. I am Adeto Eshe Shitwelamu, thanking you for the opportunity of budging into your homes. Good afternoon to you all. We see you in 2 weeks' time.
Samuel Laduke Akintola was a frontal figure in the historical moves that birthed an independent Nigeria from colonial Britain. As a freedom activist,